Hello student, this is Mehnaz Khan, your English teacher. Student, today we are going to study third poem of 10th class from your first flight book in English, A Tiger in the Zoo, composed by Lelsey Norrells. Student, in this poem, the poet Lelsey Norrells shows the pitiable condition of a tiger, as it is clear by the title of this poem. The tiger was in zoo. Before proceeding to explanation, let us see some important point. First theme, we are having two major theme here. First, helplessness and pain of a caged tiger. Means the poet is showing that if we cage a tiger, it become very helpless and painful. Second, animals should not be caged for human enjoyment. They should be lived happily in the forest. Means being a human being, we are not having any right for our entertainment. We should not cage animals. Those who are wild animal, we are not having right to make them pet. We are not having right to cage them. We should leave them happily in the forest because God made them to live in forest freely. Freedom is very important for them, for their happiness. मीन्स पोइट ये मैसेज देना चाह रहा है कि कोई भी जंगली जानवर या किसी भी पक्षी को अगर हम बंदी बनाते हैं तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा हेल्पलेस फील होता है, उसको बहुत पेन होता है। और अगर हम वाकई में उसको खुश रखना चाहते हैं तो हमें उसको फॉरेस्ट में फ्रीली रहने देना चाहिए, हमें उसको केज में रखने का कोई राइट नहीं है। Student, in this poem we are having 5 stanza. Let us see the literary device stanza wise. In first stanza we are having personification, enjambment, imagery, consonance, assonance, oxymoron, metaphor. And the rhyme scheme of first stanza is A, B, C, B. In second stanza, personification, alliteration, imagery, enjambment, literary device we are having, and the rhyme scheme of second stanza is A, B, C, B. In third stanza, personification, enjambment, onomatopoeia, imagery, assonance, consonance we are having, and the rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B. In fourth stanza, assonance, consonance, alliteration, literary device we are having, but rhyme scheme is a change in comparison of previous 3 stanza. Here we are having A, B, C, D. In fifth stanza, we are having personification, imagery, enjambment, alliteration, assonance, and the rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B. Let us proceed to the explanation of this poem. He stalks in his webbed stripes the few steps of his cage on the pads of velvet quiet in his quiet raid. Stalks means walk, follow, move. Webbed means bright color. Stripe means those strips he is having on his skin. Means the tiger was having bright strips on his body, that is skin color or black color strips, and he was stalking means he was moving few steps of his cage. Means cage is a limited area, so he can move few steps, he can move a little distance on pads of quiet, velvet quiet. Pads, student, pads are the things which are he is having on below of his claws, that is so soft like the velvet fabric. He is quiet in his quiet rage. Rage is an extreme anger condition. Quiet means silence, means he is silent in his extreme anger. मीन्स पोएट कह रहा है कि जो टाइगर है उसकी बॉडी पर डार्क कलर की चमकदार पट्टियाँ बनी हुई हैं, स्ट्राइप्स बनी हुई हैं। वो स्टॉल कर रहा है, वॉक कर रहा है फ्यू स्टेप्स ऑफ केज। केज का एरिया लिमिटेड है तो वो फ्यू स्टेप ही चल पा रहा है, थोड़ी ही दूरी चल पा रहा है। और उसके जो पैड्स होते हैं, जो गद्दियाँ बनी होती हैं उसके पंजे के नीचे, वो इतनी सॉफ्ट हैं जैसे वेलवेट फैब्रिक होता है। वो क्वाइट है, साइलेंट है। इन हिज क्वाइट रेंज, क्वाइट मीन्स साइलेंट, रेज मीन्स होता है एक्सट्रीम एंगर, बहुत ज़्यादा गुस्सा है लेकिन फिर भी वो शांत है। स्टूडेंट, लेट अस सी द राइम स्कीम ऑफ दिस स्ट्रेंजा। केज राइम टू रेज, सो राइम स्कीम इज A, B, C, B. A, B, C, B. If we see literary device, if you observe the first line, in first line sa sound is prominent, sa consonant sound, and stalks his stripes. So this is consonants literary device. Next we will observe that vowel sound is also prominent. I vowel in first line, in his webbed stripe, and in second line few. E vowel sound is prominent, few, steps, case. So this is assonance literary device. Student, tiger is an animal and we are treating animal just like a human being. So personification literary device is here. We are using he for animal. So this is personification literary device. Here we are making a image that there is a cage, limited area is there. Tiger is roaming in the cage and his pads, his claws are so soft like a velvet. He is quite enraged. This is a image. So imagery literary device is also here. Student, we are also having oxymoron in fourth line, quite rage. Rage is a extreme anger, quite is a silent. How it will be possible that anybody is in extreme anger and he would be silent? मीन्स कोई अगर बहुत ज़्यादा गुस्से में है तो वो शांत कैसे हो सकता है? वो उल्टे सीधे काम करेगा, तोड़ेगा फोड़ेगा. तो दीज बोथ वर्ड आर हैविंग कंट्रास्ट मीनिंग. दोनों के मीनिंग एक दूसरे की कंट्रास्ट है, एक दोनों के अपोजिट हैं. सो दिस इज ऑक्सीमोरन लिटरेरी डिवाइस. If you observe third line, pads of velvets. We are comparing pads with velvet fabric, but we are not using like, so, as word here. So this is metaphor literary device. Beside this, we will observe that first line is not having any punctuation mark here. No comma, full stop is here. It is continued next line. So this is enjambment literary device. Let us proceed to next stanza. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole where plum's deer pass. The poet is saying that he would be in forest. इस टाइम उसको जंगल में होना चाहिए था. लर्किंग इन शेडो. लर्किंग मीन्स मेकिंग अ लाउड. लर्किंग मीन्स हिडिंग. इन शेडो मीन्स शेड के पीछे छुपता हुआ. Sliding through long grass. Sliding is also hidden in a long grass. Where is long grass? Near the water hole. There will be water hole, whether wall or pond there in forest. Where plump deer pass. Plump means hefty, fatty. It means there is a water. There would be a water hole and the long grass would be around the water hole. He will hide himself under the grass or under the shade, and then the plump deer come there for water, to drink water, and he would prey, he would hunt the deer. मीन्स पोएट कह रहा है कि अगर वो जंगल में होता तो वो किसी शेड के पीछे छुप रहा होता, लंबी लंबी घासों के पीछे छुप रहा होता जो किसी तालाब के या किसी कुएं के आसपास या किसी झील के आसपास होती, जहाँ पर कोई तंदुरुस्त हष्ट पुष्ट डियर आती पानी पीने के लिए और वो उसका शिकार करता. Let us see the rhyme scheme, student. Grass rhyme with pass. So rhyme scheme is same, A, B, C, B. Beside this, we are using he word. So we are personified the tiger. Student, we are also having pa sound, pa consonant sound in beginning of two consecutive words in plump and pass. Pa sound is here. So this is alliteration literary device. This is not the fact. We are assuming that if he would be in forest, he would be like this. So this is imagery literary device. Student, if you observe that second line is continuing third line and third line is continuing fourth line, here is no punctuation mark. When sentence is continue to next line, that is enjambment literary device. Student, we will continue our explanation in next part. Thank you. Have a good day.